You've heard me condemn radical Islam time and again on this show. Unfortunately, not everyone on the left has followed the lead. Check out what just took place on MSNBC. Christians were actually accused of terrorizing the world as much as Muslims.
The reality is that there's a lot of antsiness out here now because of ISIS and what people see on TV. And yet, at the same time, this is a religion that is ancient, that is honorable, that is venerable. Why is it that we get confused between the two? We don't do it with Christianity because there's a lot of terrorism going on and being promoted in the identity movement and white supremacist groups within Christianity itself.
It's true. I think, well, one, it's harder to be critical of ourselves and of the religion that's most predominantly practiced here in the U.S., which is Christianity. But you're right. If you're talking about oppressing women, if you're talking about being homophobic, we can look right home. We don't have to look across the seas in order to see that.
All right, I have a few things I'd like to say about this, but I'll start over here, go around the table. Eric?
No, why don't you go ahead? I'm trying to figure out what he just did. He just hung white supremacy, hate towards women on Christianity.
Yeah, crimes against women and against the world. Essentially,
where did that come from?
Terrorist organizations.
Why don't we lump in cancer and Ebola too and blame Christianity?
No, they did that today earlier on Ebola. I think that it's a real disservice to feminist and women's movement that has done a lot for me, for lots of women of our generation, but I think that women have a responsibility to help us that get to live in this freedom and that this economic opportunity and mobility, that we have an obligation to help other women around the world. It does the feminist movement no good to have people like these two equating the lifestyles of the United States to people around the world. Just ask Lena Dunham, who last night, in all of her glory, made sure that she was able to do it. You know, she can do whatever she wants to do. She has responsibility to help others do it as well.
There's nothing more pathetic than watching individuals emasculated by their Islamophobia.
Right.
They are literally scared to come out and say something honest. They said that Christianity is against women or whatever, while there is an entire radical Islamic faction that is tormenting women. That is absolute
stoning
I mean, it's incredible,
to death, right? And doing genetic,
pathetic
genital mutilation on women. Give me a break. I mean, what they said was so irresponsible. They are totally neglecting to talk about all of the great work that Christians have done throughout the world, whether it is helping people that are misfortunate, helping the poor, helping women, and a religion of tolerance.
Good point. I'm going to just take 30 seconds here to say I've been a liberal for a long time. I'll put my liberal credentials up against anybody's. What you're doing is illiberal. You're doing a disservice to a progressive movement because you don't know what you're talking about. You're saying things that are just absolutely ridiculous. White supremacists, and you equate that with Christians? We've worked awfully hard on the left to try to dissociate those two together from each other. But please, I have a tendency to do this, so I'm at fault too. I do sometimes speak about things that I don't know, but this is like speaking about the world as it's actually not flat. You are being, it's sad is all I can say. You're sad.